Don't you know that you're beautiful, just the way you are, just the way you came. Don't you know that you're beautiful, no matter what the scars, no matter what they say.
What's up, curvy queens? It's your girl Alexis, back with another video. Guys, before we get started on today's video, if you are new here, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Alexis, and on this channel you will find plus size beauty hauls, beauty reviews on makeup, and fun stuff like that. So if that's something that you're interested in, please take a few seconds to hit that subscribe button. It really does help me to be able to grow this channel. And welcome to the fam. If you are returning, what's up, girl? How you doing? You know who it is. And if you're not subscribed, same goes for you. Please hit the subscribe button. Help your girl out. Help grow the fam. All right, guys. So in today's video, we are going to be doing a get ready with me, and I'm going to be showing some of my all-time favorite beauty products that I use during my regular routine of getting ready. So we will go ahead and jump right in. As you guys see, I look a hot mess. I just took a shower, fresh out of the shower. I haven't even brushed my hair. I just threw something on and hopped on here with you guys. So I'm actually going to start with my hair, although I'm not going to style it in this video. I do want to show you guys a couple of things that I use when I get out of the shower. So the first thing is this Shea Moisture Manuka Honey and Yogurt Hydrate and Repair Multi-Action Leave-In. You guys, I swear by this stuff. It's a leave-in conditioner. I know you've heard me say before, I can't stand when my hair is greasy or oily, but because I've colored it so much, it does have some deadness to it. So I need to keep some sort of conditioner or healthy oils in it so it's not fried and it's functionable. So this stuff is super simple. I get it at Ulta. I think it's like maybe $11 or $12 a bottle. It's super affordable and it works really well compared to some other high-end products that I've used. I just spray it in and then I will comb through it. It leaves it feeling very soft. I've got really naturally like frizzy hair, so this helps to manage some of that frizz if I let it dry naturally, or when I blow dry it, it just helps kind of tame all those flyaways. And then the second product that I use in my hair every single time I get out of the shower, I also will put this in if I'm going to straighten my hair and it's not directly after a shower, is the Chisilk infusion. So this is a little bit more expensive. It's definitely worth your dollar though, girl, because it helps so much, especially if you have frizzy hair or if you live in like a humid state like I do, because I live in Florida and the humidity is crazy. It's a little bit pricey, but it's worth it. A little bit goes a long way. I literally put maybe like a dime size of it into the palm of my hand and rub it through my hair. And again, it just helps it to dry with a little bit less frizz, a little bit more tamed, and stuff of that sort. So those are two products that I use every single day as a part of my routine when I wash my hair. Okay, so first we're gonna go in with a primer. I always prime my face before I put makeup on. I really do think it makes a huge difference. The primer I'm going to be using is actually super affordable. I used it in my Dollar Tree haul. It is by e.l.f. and it's the Oil Control Primer Mist. I have extremely oily skin, so I just shake this up, spray it on my face, and let it sit for a minute. And I have noticed a big difference with the way that my makeup wears using this underneath it, especially being in Florida because it is so humid. My face gets really oily. Makeup starts to kind of like break apart. I don't like it, so this does a really good job at stopping it. And I've tried some high-end brands that didn't work nearly as good as this one. So if you've got oily skin, check this stuff out. It's really good, and I think it costs like, I don't know, maybe $4 or $5 the most. All right, so next we're gonna go in with foundation. So I do try other foundations, but I'll be completely honest, I have been using this foundation for years and I absolutely love it. Every time I go to another foundation, I end up coming right back to it. I actually need to get some more soon, but I use the MAC Studio Fix Fluid, and it looks like this, and my color is NC20. I'm not a huge fan. Let me tell you guys, I'm gonna put it on with really quick. So I use this Tarte foundation brush. It is a little bit pricey, but it's very big. Ooh, it needs to be clean. and it does a beautiful job of applying this foundation. So I'm not really a big fan of like heavy makeup, like face makeup, because now if it's in the wintertime, there's a different story. I can handle some thicker makeup, but during the summer, especially living in Florida, if you guys see me looking down here, it's because I'm looking at the mirror. Living in Florida, it's so hot and it's so humid that having a foundation on your face that's extremely thick is just not a good feeling. Not a good feeling at all. So I try to stick with something that is full coverage. Your girl does like full coverage, but that doesn't feel heavy on my skin. That's not going to make me feel already hotter than I already am. So, you know, I've tried a lot of like lightweight full coverage foundations, and this just seems to be what works for me. So I kind of just dot it all over my face, and then I will go in with this Tarte foundation brush. And I want to say when I got this was around $30, but I'll go in with this and kind of just rub it into my skin. All right, and that's that for foundation. So the next part of my beauty routine is going to be concealer. I have been loving this one. This is the MAC Studio Fix 24-hour wear smooth wear concealer. It looks like this, and I got this in a pretty light color because I do like to use it to brighten. This is in this is an NC20. So I love this stuff. I'm also a huge fan of the Shape Tape concealer. So I do kind of flip-flop between the two of those. This is more lightweight though. So I think Shape Tape is a little heavier than this one is. And that's probably why I would pick this one if I had to pick between the two of them. But I do think other than that, they're pretty equally as good with coverage and brightening, and so look like a clown. So I do use a pretty heavy amount of this, but with this one you're able to because it's so lightweight. As where with Shape Tape, it's a little thicker. So I don't know. I think again it's a personal preference. I really like the look of having bright under eyes and in these few highlighted areas. So that is why I do so much of it underneath the eye. To apply it, I just go in with a beauty blender, nothing special, and beat it in. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. All right, so now that I've got this pretty much blended in, I'm going to go in and set it. Again, I use MAC Studio Fix Perfecting Powder. They do offer this in different shades. I don't know if it says the shade on here. This one's just light. So I tried to look for something that was translucent and light that wasn't going to add any color really to my skin. You just push this into it and it kind of adds the powder to it, which I love. And then I will pat it in, especially to the areas that I have concealer on, just to set it, because those are my most oily points, is down here below my eye, my nose especially, and then my forehead. So I think this does a really good job of keeping your makeup set during the day, even if you're sweaty or out and about, the sun's beaming on your face. All right, so that's that. So then I will just go back in underneath the eye and kind of wipe off any of the excess powder because I do put a lot in this area. And that is the concealer and the foundation. Okay, so next is contour. I don't know that I really contour. I do a little bit. I don't do a lot of it. Again, for a heavier look, I would usually go in with like a liquid contour. But for an everyday look, I like to add a little bit of something right here just to add some defineness to my face, since I do have some fat chubby cheeks, my little squirrel cheeks. So what I'm going to be using for that, this is definitely a favorite of mine. If you have not gotten this yet or haven't tried it, please do so. It works beautifully for so many different things. I'm sorry, I'm trying to wipe it down because it had powder on it. So this, I use the Tarte Pro Glow. I don't know how they pronounce that. Tarteus, but it's by Tarte. The Pro Glow powder. And when you open it up, it's got some blush in the top, a couple like highlighting shades in the middle, and then some bronzer on the bottom. This bronzer's got some shimmer to it, so sometimes I'll do a little bit of that all over the face, not so much for like defining my cheeks, but then I primarily use this one just to add a little bit of definition to my face. So that's what we're going to be using now, and that one is called Backstage. So I have a contour brush here. This one is nothing too fancy. I think you can pick this up at Ulta. Maybe Target sells them, maybe even Walmart. I'm not sure. I get mine at Ulta, but this is the contour brush by Real Technique. It's not a very expensive brush. It works beautifully. I absolutely love it. I've been using this for years. Once they get kind of dirty where they're not cleaning anymore, I'll pick up another one because it does such a good job. So I will just dab into this a little bit. Now this is pretty dark. I've got pretty dark skin though. So if you don't have dark skin or you don't want it super heavy, I would maybe use just a little bit. So I just take it right here. See where my cheek crease is in? I will take it, put it right in there very lightly. Again, just very subtle, but does give a little bit of definition to the face. And then I will also take just a little bit more of it and go into my forehead, right around my widow's peak, and add some of it there, which just gives a little bit of color from putting on the concealer that kind of lightens things up. And it helps to define your forehead a little bit, make it a little bit smaller. And that's that. A lot of the times I'll go back in with my foundation brush just to kind of even the line out underneath so there's no harshness to it. Just like that. And grab this brush. I'll go back in with some powder. And that's all I really do for contouring. So we are going to jump in to blush. And for blush, we're gonna jump right back into this palette. Another thing I love about it, it's so versatile. It's got your highlight if you wanted to use the highlight in there. It's got your contour and it has your blushes. So again, I'm not crazy about blush. I typically will go in with this little bit of a darker color. It does have a little bit of shimmer. I don't know if you can see it. It's just very light, gives your face a little bit of color to it. So I will rub this around, get it off. So there that is. Okay. So for highlight, although I could jump back into this because I do use the highlighters in this palette a lot, I'm not going to. So what we are going to go into is Jeffree Star. So this is in the color Skin Frost Ice Cold. Y'all, if you do not have Jeffree Star's highlighters, he's got so many different shades. They're beautiful. I do want to extend my collection because I'd like to get something that was more for the summer, like more of like a brown golden tone to it, but still gives a lot of shine. But if you have not gotten your hands on one of these yet, you have got to try them out because they are absolutely amazing. So the brush that I'm going to be using to put this highlighter on is the Urban Decay brush. And it's just a little fan brush. It also has maybe like a foundation or a concealer side on the other end of it. Does a really good job though. It's not flimsy. It's thicker. A lot of fan brushes that I've seen are really thin and flimsy and they don't do a very good job of applying it properly. This one does a beautiful job. I love it. So I'm just going to swipe this back and forth and hit it right here. Bam, y'all see that? Woo, Jeffree Star. Y'all, I love Jeffree. Who loves Jeffree Star? Man, I can remember like back in high school watching, like when he did music, watching his music. He was so different. And I loved him back then, and then he started his whole beauty career, and he is just, look at that, y'all. It's beautiful. He is just absolutely amazing. I heart him so much. His beauty products are amazing, and it's so crazy how far he's come. I'm gonna grab a little bit of this just on my finger, and a little bit of this goes a long way, y'all. You get your money's worth. And throw it right on top of my Cupid's bow. And then Also, just a little bit on the tip of my nose. Okay. A little sheen. So that is it for the face, guys. So the eyeshadow palette that I'm going to be using for today's look, I'm going to do a very natural bronzy summer look. This is probably hands down one of my all-time favorite palettes. You will see that I use it a lot. It is by Lorac, and it's the Pro Mega 4. All right, so I like to throw a lighter, like transition shade down first anytime I do any sort of beauty look on my eyes. So I am going to take this side of the brush and we're going to go in with, well, as you can see, I've hit pan on this beauty right here, but the color is Butterscotch. I have a darker skin complexion, so for some, this may not show up as like a transition lighter shade. For me, it's almost true to my skin tone, but I just throw this right on top. So there is my first color, my transition color. Okay, so now that I've applied the transition shade, I am going to go back into this handy dandy brush cleaner and clean that residue off. And the next shade I'm going to go into is a little bit of a darker shade just to kind of cut my crease a little bit. You'll realize I use this one a lot. It is this shade right here. I'm hitting pan on it. It's called Mocha. So I will just grab a little bit of that and start to put that right into my crease, starting at the outer end of my eye. Okay, so now that I have got that little bit of a darker shade right here in the crease of my eye, next I'm going to clean this brush off again. I told you I love this brush. I will use it over and over and over again. It blends beautifully. So I'm going to clean this off. And the next step for me is to go in with a bit of a darker shade just on the outer corner of my eye. With lighter color eyes, I think the darker shade really makes the look pop. It really makes my eye color pop. So I am going to, I'm going to do cedar or mahogany. So we'll go ahead and go into, is this mahogany? This color right here, sorry. And I am just going to take a little bit of this. Again, I don't use a whole lot of it because it is super pigmented. And I'm going to start applying that to just the outer corner, almost in a V shape of my eye, on my eye. So there is that. That's what I've got so far. So the next thing that I'm going to do in this look, I like to throw a little bit of shimmer here in the middle of my lid and towards the inner corner. So for that, I'm going to go in with this color Honey. Hit pan on that bad boy too. So I will just take it on the flatter end of the brush, the other side of it. And apply that right here in the middle. And there is that. So now I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. All right, so that is going to complete the eyeshadow portion. I will come up closer so you guys can see how it turned out. Okay, so the next step for me is to add a little bit of eyeliner. I don't typically do any top eyeliner, any wings or anything like that. I think it makes my eyes look smaller. I will sometimes, not always, add a little bit of color black into my waterline and blend it out. That's what I'm going to be doing today. And I am going to be using the Physicians formula. It looks like this. It's creamy. I absolutely love it. It's got a little bit of shimmer. So what I will do is just pop that right into my waterline, and that is that. So the last step to my eyes, y'all, I am going to put you on to something if you have not already been put on. So I don't wear fake lashes. Every once in a blue moon, if I'm going out somewhere, hold on, let me take some water. If I'm going out, like really going out to like a club or somewhere like that where I'm really getting ready, I'll throw on a pair of lashes. I was blessed. Thankfully, I do have really naturally long eyelashes myself. So a lot of the times, like if I put eyelashes on, it doesn't look any different, maybe just a little more fuller than my lashes, but lengthwise, they usually aren't longer and unless they're super dramatic. So for me, because of the length of my natural lashes, it's very important for me to use a good mascara. So I typically use the Better Than Sex mascara. I know everyone's seen it a million times, especially on YouTube and reviews. It's amazing. And then I was watching a dupe video and came across this one. Guys, if you've ever used Better Than Sex, it's fantastic. I absolutely love the product. I have nothing against it. The price is a little steep though. So if you're looking for something that works just as well, I'm telling you 100% identical, but is more affordable, it's gonna save you some coin, girl, right here. So this is the Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop some of this on my lashes. Bam! So here is what the mascara looks like on. I'll do up close. So it is beautiful. It applies beautifully. It's affordable. I think it's like $9.99 a tube. It is worth it, girl. If you have not tried it, try it. All right, so that is going to conclude the eyes. So the very last step is going to be a lippy. So today I am going to be wearing the Cocoa by Kylie Cosmetics matte lipstick. Absolutely love this. And this one is in the shade Chloe, $. What it is. I'm obsessed with these lipsticks, liquid lips. They go on beautifully, they dry beautifully, they wear beautifully. I don't want to say, I mean, they are a little bit more on the high end side pricing, but it's worth it. I've had this one for, God, like 6 months, maybe more than that. I wear it regularly. It's still a full tube. So I will go ahead and put this on. All right, and boom, just like that, she's on, she's done, she's dry, she's beautiful. And that was one swipe, y'all. So it's a little bit more expensive than a drugstore lippy, obviously. But one swipe, it covered my entire lips. It's beautiful, it's full coverage, it wears very well. So definitely, if you have not tried her lippies, try them out. All right, ladies, that is going to conclude today's Get Ready With Me video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, please give this video a big thumbs up and let me know down below in the comment section. Also, again, if you guys are not already subscribed to my channel, please take just a couple of seconds to hit that button. It really does help me to be able to grow my channel and produce more content for you beautiful ladies. Other than that, it's been so real. Thank you all so much for joining. I will see you in the next video. Bye.